Good afternoon, sports fans. I'm Jason Malloy, sports editor here at The Guardian, joined once again by columnist FredTheFiddler McDonald.
Always good to be seen with you. Always good to be seen with you. Jason said that all over the city.
So we're talking here Tuesday afternoon, hours after the big news of the day broke that the Boston Bruins traded Cornwall native, former Cornwall Thunder, Adam McQuaid to the New York Rangers. What's your take on the deal?
My take, it's a good career move for Adam McQuaid, good move for the Rangers. I mean, let's face it, the Bruins are loaded on the blue line. They got a lot of young kids coming up. Charlie McAvoy, Miller from last year.
Carlo.
Another one. Absolutely. Lots of players, lots of crowd, big crowd on the Boston blue line. So they trade McQuaid over to the Rangers. And it's good for Rangers because I tell you what, they get a guy, there's going to be no rebounds laying around the front of the crease. Adam McQuaid's going to clear out the rebounds and clear out the people looking for rebounds. So it's a good move defensively for the Rangers and a good career move.
And too bad, like you said before we started taping here, beloved in Boston, just a meat and potatoes guy, did a lot of the dirty work for those Bruins teams, one that won the Stanley Cup, one that went to the finals, and just, everyone here on the island loves him too. Right?
That's right. And you know what? It's a good move for the Rangers. I'm going to tell you right now. Adam, it's good for your career. Don't worry about it. You're sitting pretty.
You know any Rangers fans?
Yeah, no, three. Stevie Gallant's a Ranger fan. Ronnie Hennessy's a Billy Mulligan. They're all Ranger fans. They'll be running around now buying McQuaid New York Rangers sweaters.
54, I think, right?
I think so. Car 54, where are you?
The deal came a day after the Montreal Canadiens traded their captain, Max Pacioretty, to the Vegas Golden Knights. Your boys in Vegas get a captain and a 30-goal scorer.
Well, George McPhee, the general manager at Vegas, and Gerard Grant must be laughing all the way to the bank. Here they get a 30-goal man, veteran with leadership ability, and what do they give up? Thomas Tatar. He sat in the bench last year in the playoffs for Vegas. They gave up the 17th pick in the 13th pick in the 2017 draft.
Nick Suzuki.
That's right, and second-round pick for next year. So Vegas got all kinds of picks, all kinds of young players, all kinds of talent. Vegas is loaded, and so they give a couple of little pieces away. They got little pieces, little chips away to Montreal. Montreal is the worst-run team in the National Hockey League. They're going to be dead last this year, and I'm telling you right now, the worst management in the NHL, maybe the worst management in the world of hockey.
Whoa. Now, maybe we pull you back just a touch. Did you think they had to move Pacioretty, given everything, all the water that was under the bridge between those two sides over the last 2 years?
Jeff Molson and Bergeron, the general manager of the Canadiens, keep saying he wanted to leave. He put it this way. When you sell your house in Montreal and buy a new one in Montreal, that tells me you don't want to leave. He didn't want to leave. They wanted to get rid of him. Why, I don't know. But I'll tell you what did Pacioretty get in New Jersey or in Vegas? He got $7.5 million a year for 4 years, and with the tax benefits and playing in the USA City, he's laughing all the way to the bank. What a deal for Pacioretty! What another bonehead deal by that bunch in Montreal, a bunch of clowns. You know what, they got New Jersey? They should have New Jersey this year for Montreal. Clown suits and put them out in the ice.
Yeah, I think Pacioretty, fresh start, potentially playing with a guy like Paul Stastny and playing for a guy that he's familiar with. Turk had him when he was in Montreal, right? He probably could be due for a big season.
Yeah, to put it this way, he's a 30-goal man, and what did Vegas got stronger? Vegas is stronger, and they're sitting there with a whole lot of chips even for next year at the draft and made themselves stronger. So I don't see everybody talking about Vegas. Vegas will be just as strong this year as they were last year.
NFL started.
And Montreal will be worse.
Well,
dead last. They're going to be last in the National Hockey League. Last.
I don't know if they'll be last, but they got to get worse before they get better. I think just the way the game's going with young talent, and the only way they have a shot is if Price stands on his head all season. And
that's a solution.
Trade.
What about trading Price?
Yeah, they might have to look at it if they get off to a slow start.
I mean, they're going to get off to a slow start. And you know what? If you put Ottawa and Montreal together, you still wouldn't have a playoff team. That's how bad they are this year. That's how bad those two teams are. I cannot believe that Montreal fans would allow this to happen. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's move on.
NFL started last weekend. Big game out of Aaron Rodgers Sunday night. I'll admit I went to sleep at halftime when he was being carted off, and it looked like it was a total one-sided show between the Bears, who just looked like they were going to dominate Green Bay, and then I woke up the next morning to find out I probably should have stayed up for a little bit longer.
But I know when you sit back at Aaron Rodgers, one of the great quarterbacks in the game, one of the greatest ever. But I'll tell you what, we said here last week that Chicago would be a playoff team, and they're a playoff team. They deserved a better fate. that interception that was tipped that the guy dropped. Chicago should have won the game. They didn't win the game. And Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's a superstar. But Chicago, they're a playoff team. Green Bay, I'm not so sure they can protect Aaron Rodgers. I'm not so sure. Same thing happened in Indianapolis. We talked about this last week. Indianapolis couldn't protect Andrew Luck for 2 or 3 years and he get beat up. Same things happened to Aaron Rodgers. Gotta get some help and protection for Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, we talked about another guy last week. You remember we talked about, you asked me who the sleeper was going to be, and I said, I'll give you a sleeper. How about Kansas City and their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes? How did he do last week? Oh, look, I looked at the Guardian on Monday. 4 touchdown passes. In Kansas City, there you are for real, just as I said. That's why they call me the prophet. That's why.
Now, a team like Kansas City, can you take them seriously until they win in the playoffs?
They're going to win in the playoffs. Don't worry about it. They get Patrick Mahomes. If he doesn't get hurt, Andy Reid and them, and it might be, they'll be going to the Super Bowl. Watch it, see.
It's been one of the knocks on Andy Reid, though, isn't it, that he hasn't won the big games?
Yeah, doesn't mean anything. He just didn't have a great. Put it this way. Andy Reid will be there at the end of the year. He'll end up being in the Super Bowl. Watch it, see.
Almost sound like a little bit of a prediction.
That's right.
All the time we have for this week. Please join us again next week, where I'm sure Freddie will have more predictions to come your way.